good solid win. All three phases affected it. I mean, you know, we didn't like the opening kickoff. We got to get that fixed. That can't happen. We didn't have a good kick, kicked it low. Not sure, and then we got pinned on one side, and they broke it out. But especially to have a new quarterback to come in and for him to step up in the first drive and take us 80 or 75 yards right after that, and made some plays to even that game up was huge. I thought Jalen was outstanding in the game. Thought he had good poise in the game, kept us. I mean, some things we got to get cleaned up, some things there. But I mean, ran the ball, ran two, threw two, no turnovers. Got us in a lot of the right plays. We were able to run the ball tonight. Our offensive line, they're a tough team to prepare for. I'm telling you, their stunts, blitz, twists up front, and constant pressures. We did a really good job in the offensive line. And then thought defense, we were outstanding in the game. Created 4 turnovers, scored on a turnover, created some other opportunities, and played the run. In the second half, got a little loose there on a couple runs and didn't tackle, missed some tackles a couple times. And they got down there, but we were able to create the plays and get some really big interception, made good plays on the ball at times on the rest of it. But then was really solid. Our field goal game was really good, and then just played a good, solid team effort in everything we did. And you know, it's good to get an SEC win and go ready to play next week. Questions?
Second row on the right, Brent.
What was it you saw in Jalen's poise that you knew he was ready to go? And there was like one play in, for instance, when he was about to get sacked, he gets rid of the ball and it sets up the Bond 52-yard field goal instead of getting out of field goal position.
Exactly right. It was good. The second drive, because you remember the second drive of the game, he took one. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about that. Just, hey, just, you know, because sometimes when you're first playing, you want to make every play. You know what I'm saying? Because that, and we just remind him, sometimes we're down there, and he reminded, that paid off. He learned really quick. Jaden's a really quick learner. And since he's been taking our 2 reps, we felt very comfortable in practice. He's just gotten better and better each week in practice and going against our defense with our good on good. And we saw him making plays and running and knew he could play. You know, knew he could play, and I thought he played outstanding. And I think he scored counted for 4 touchdowns and no turnovers, and then, you know, started dumping that ball off, making some, you know, plays that way. And checked a couple protections and got us in the right protections to get the ball out and some runs, and, you know, just played a really good football game.
Front row on the left, Olin.
Jimbo, just what was his pregame demeanor like? You know, making his first start.
Very calm. Because I was watching him out of the corner of my eye. You know what I mean? You just wonder how guys are at pregame and the meetings. And, well, sometimes, like in the beginning of the week, you'll see guys in practice be okay. Then when it gets to, you know, those last couple practices, you'll see them start to get nervous when the whole gamut of stuff is in there. He didn't during the week in practice. I thought it was one of the best weeks of practice our team had. We really practiced good this week, and from Monday all the way through, even though coming off a tough loss. And but his demeanor was calm, answering questions, and, you know, very talkative and very informative. I mean, and his questions and the conversations were right on.
Second row on the right, Christy.
You guys forced 4 turnovers. How big was that, especially when you have a quarterback that's, you know, new on your team?
Number one thing that affects games is turnovers. And then, you know, your big plays and things like that. And then to set up scores and to create a score. I mean, to be able to scoop and score on the one we did. And really got 5 because you got a 4th down stop. When you get a 4th down stop, that's like getting a turnover too. And that was huge, especially down there too. So our defense was outstanding in the game.
Front row right, Travis.
How early in the week did you know that he was going to be the guy, and how many first-team reps did he take?
Well, he took a lot of first-team reps because we rested Max. We didn't know. We knew Max was banged up. And it's funny because Max got, when he got hit, he got hurt on a quarterback sneak. That's where he got hit. And we didn't know. I mean, it was capable, and I still think he's still capable coming back. But we didn't know because had guys play with it. Some guys, how bad they, you know, he was just shook up. And so we did wait until the end of the week. We didn't know. We took first-team reps early because we rested Max for a couple of days, and then we're thinking we could get him back in, but just wasn't right, and we weren't going to take that chance. He wasn't healthy enough.
And then how much were y'all able to kind of tailor that game plan for
we
him
did.
and his skill
We
set?
were tweaking and turning, and we always do that. We've done that for the last 3 or 4 weeks, that we've been working on special things with him and to play to his skill set when he's been taking the 2 reps. You know what I mean? So it really wasn't a huge adjustment that way. He had already been running most of the things that we've been running.
And then do you have any timetable for Max return?
No, and hopefully he'll be back. I mean, he was close. He was throwing at the end of the week, and so we'll see.
Third row on the left, Alex.
Hey, Jimbo. Jared Kerr got the start with Bryce Anderson being out. Just what did you see from him, and especially on the
well,
hit
he made that great hit. He's the one that had the sack and create. And I tell you what, it was hard on that. I give him credit, and I told him on the sideline. He had a blind shot on the quarterback, and sometimes, man, you get there, you get antsy, and you get a legal hit or something. He did it clean, you know, face in the chest and all that stuff, and created the turnover. And you know, Jared's a really good player, man. He plays a lot of special teams, a lot of stuff for us in the secondary, a lot of different positions. I thought he played a great game and set up scores.
Front right, Cole.
Jimbo, just with Jalen's mobility, how did you think that he played behind the offensive line? Especially
Really
with
good.
the offensive line not giving up any sack.
Well, it does. I mean, and his legs create a whole different dimension. Not just run on drop back, but the runs and how you got to, you can't just tee it up and rush. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to worry about quarterback run, different things you do. And I thought he was outstanding, and his legs was huge in the game.
And then no Evan Stewart tonight, but Jahade comes up and gets another touchdown. Where have you just seen his improvements?
Jade is playing outstanding football, man. He's learning what to do, and he's getting comfortable and confident. I mean, you coming from a Division II, it's one thing to have the talent to play here, but being in practice, going in these environments, atmospheres, and week in, week out, having to play great people, I think he's really adjusted. And I'm gonna tell you now, he's like I said before, he's like a starter, man. Jade he's big, he's physical, can block, catching balls, and he's just getting better and better. Got a great future.
Fifth row on the left, Sam Kahn, and then we'll go to the back.
Jimbo, you mentioned the good week of practice that you guys had this week. What does that say about your guys, and what is the vibe that you're getting from your team right now?
Tremendous. I mean, here's what I said, and I said this last week. You're down 14-0, going to go 17-0. You block a field goal, make it 14-7. They come right back and score and make it 20-7. You think, oh, okay. Nope, we go right back and score and make it 20-14. Then got it second half and have it ready to go 21-20, and we have a turnover. They go 28-14. We go back 28-21. They go 31-20, and we go 31-28. And I'm going last week's game, then we get to stop and go 35-28. Then they go back and get ahead, and then we come back and still are kicking a field goal. My point to that is they keep playing. They're going to keep playing, being resilient, understand why, and they come back this week, okay, we didn't get what we wanted, but we got a game this week. This is our opportunity. We got to put that behind us, and we're going to play well this week, get better, and go on. And it just says they're high character quality kids. And like I said, adversity doesn't build character till later. It reveals it at the present time. And our kids' character is being revealed that they matter, it cares, and they come out and played a great game. Hopefully we'll play another great game next week and then another great game the last week.
Back behind the lights to the right side, Ben.
Coach, I know, as you mentioned, Jalen's been getting reps with the twos for a little bit, but what does a guy like that have to do over the course of the entire offseason when he's not getting those 1 or 2 reps that he was doing to prepare himself to be able to step into that backup role?
Well, the way we practice, though, see, we're not like most teams when I'm saying ones and twos. We go ones and threes on the field, twos and fours on the field. So if you're a 4 or a 1, you get the same number of reps. So our player development and getting guys to learn what to do and how to do it, because we practice on 2 fields at a time, we split our team in half and split our coaches in half for that reason, to develop young players. And he was taking advantage of all the reps he was getting. Even though he was a 3, he said, okay, I'm going to take, and he was on the field with the 1s. So taking those reps and watching what to do, how to do it, he learned very quickly and took advantage of it.
And I know coaches always talk about complementary football. And I guess aside from it just happening to happen, like what is the key to that you stress to the guys to actually make it happen, other than just by coincidence?
Well, I mean, we practice sudden change, like you get turnovers, trying to get points. Take it, and or the defense. We'll put the defense in where the offense have them backed up, and we'll be in practice and say, okay, there's a turnover. You got the ball. Our team's got the ball in the 25 or 30. They're ready to score. Can you stop them? I mean, we try to work on those things as much as you possibly can. The emotion of a game day is different. And that because those momentum swings, but they did a good job of that, and much as we work on it.
Staying back behind the lights on the left side, Daryl. Then down front.
Coach, you have a night like tonight where you're using your third-string quarterback and you play as well as you do. Does it just make this season just that much more frustrating and head-scratching for you?
No, it's not frustrating. I mean, disappointing at times. Like I said, we're 3 or 4 plays from playing in a playoff spot. But that's we got to put that past us and got to grow from it and learn from it for next year. But we got to finish out this year. Right there, we're 6-4. Need to be the best 7-4 team in the country and the best 8-4 team in the country. That's our goal, and it's what we can control right now. But no, I don't dwell on those things right now. I live in the moment, and that's getting ready. We're ready to play Abilene Christian next week.
Down front left, Mark.
Jimbo, how much of a relief is it to have your running game come to the fore like it did tonight for a guy with his first start?
Well, that, and I think he created some of that himself with his legs and what we were able to do with the running game, calling those plays for him too. It makes a difference, and I think that puts a different stress on the defense. Listen, and when you can run the football, everybody can throw it in the world, but when you run the football, it means you're controlling the game, and that's something we've always take pride in. We're getting better at.
All right, Coach. Thanks. We'll get the players in here. I know it's late.
Thank you, gentlemen.